actually in their booths, taking their time, but setting up. But in the meantime, let's talk a little bit more about in terms of like power ranking so far. Who's like based off the teams and what we're gonna expect here. Do you think Thailand or even Team Korea will rank pretty or do decently pretty well amongst like Team Vietnam or Team Chinese Taipei?
Well, of course, if you look at the Southeast Asian regions, they like to play really aggressive games from the get-go. So I think that Team Korea likes to play a little bit more composed. So if they can actually catch Team Korea off guard, they may get that really early advantage. That may just snowball into something for the side of Thailand. Of course, they cannot underestimate what Korea has in store for them. But of course, when we look into some of these pickups here, we haven't seen some of those newer heroes there that isn't available from the side of the Valiant server. So I think that Korea kind of had that advantage in terms of mastering a certain hero that is not available to some of these Valiant servers. And of course, we've seen some of these picks, but we haven't seen Max or Wisp being taken up there. So I'm hoping to see somebody play that sort of a hero and just show off what they have in store.
Well, personally, I don't think they exactly fit the meta too well, because in many of these situations, you're kind of looking for either team comps which allow you to enable to go to the side lanes for these ganks, enable to go for these picks, and have the maneuverability. It's either you have high mobility, or if you don't have a lot of mobility, you have a lot of support on your side. So it's kind of like one of those things, and then having your side laners to either be independent or just someone who's able to fix. So it's usually how the meta goes as of right now, and I definitely feel like with the release of some of these heroes, it's rather exciting to see that they do understand that you want to change the meta to not be mid laners, to only be these wave clearing monsters, and then eventually go to the side lane and have one of their independent lanes or something like that. So I like the diversity. I like the new versions of things that could be jungle, and it definitely makes the game so much more interesting.
Yes, I do agree with you there, but of course, time and time again, from some of these games that were displayed, we see a whole lot of burst mages coming into the mid lane. Will we actually see perhaps marksman in the mid lane, or even an assassin? Because I think that assassins are hardly picked at the time being, but of course, we still have a long day of games to go. So, of course, I'm just really excited to see both of these teams play ahead against each other, probably for the first time, if I'm not mistaken. So, I think that getting familiar onto some of these teams will give you a little bit of taste of what AWC has in store for us. So, of course, what about off-meta heroes? We've seen Malik being banned out every now and then, along with Zen. I think that's a really strong team fight mechanic sort of a hero. But what do you think is a potential ban coming from both teams here, other than Superman, of course?
Oh, other than Superman, who's always going to be from ban no matter what. But overall, I think, yeah, considering how the meta is overall, I do expect Talon to be either Talon, either they want to personally Talon themselves, but I do feel like specific heroes are a little bit too much. For an example, if you really don't want like a hard, you can actually Wonder Woman or Flash, one or the other. Joker, is he worth banning out? Personally, I don't feel like he's worth banning out, mainly because if you are winning with the Joker, you're already winning really hard with him. If you're losing with the Joker, it's harder to get back in, but at least you have the range from the Joker, which at least, like, you know, counteracts and makes it easier for if you are from behind to get back forward, in comparison to the other marksmen of choice, like even like Valheim, who becomes very different. If you're behind, you're really far behind, and it's super hard to get back on.
Yes, I totally agree with you right there. And recently, we do see the meta shaping up a little bit, and Wicker tends to take a little bit of a backseat, playing as a support instead of the main man in most of these team matches. And of course, they do. When you talk about Wonder Woman, I really do think that she really has this useful utility kit. Of course, the last little truth can, of course, give you that advantage if you can pick somebody off. And we will hit straight into the match 1 picks and bans between Team Korea versus Team Thailand.
Tell what based off of the bans, what they really want to do here. Violet being the first ban out for Team Thailand here, and Superman instantly banned out by Korea. Very good choice.
Well, I think that having the Violet being banned out there is a safe choice to say, because once the game scales towards the later stages, it's going to be really troublesome to deal with a Violet who can consistently chunk out tons of damage in just a couple of seconds here. But of course, the second ban here, I'm thinking about a global ultimate hero there, most likely Zaniel, perhaps.
Zaniel is obviously, you don't want to have like that sort of utility. Getting rid of him is actually going to be a smarter choice in the long run, especially if you have a combination with Flash, which could then become ridiculous. But it looks like Teamy is going to be taken out of the picture in this particular game, and I personally am quite happy about that.
Well, of course, he's quite a nuisance to begin with, because the ultimate Bro would definitely give them a second chance into some of these big team fights there.
I mean, it's game-changing.
Definitely game-changing, and of course, it's really difficult to tell when you should definitely commit for a fight when there's a teamie around, and looks like that's going to be a Liliana ban over on the side of Thailand.
It looks like Korea's going to get rid of Arm themselves as well. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be a very interesting first pick here, because I mean, I definitely feel like Red Side's going to have a bigger advantage in two priority picks over in comparison to the Blue Side, based on how the ban's been going. They got rid of the Engager, one with support, and it looks like they want to get rid of Wonder Woman as well. So that kind of brings up the question what their first pick is going to be, because Malik is on the table. They can easily pick up Malik for themselves, but then Korea just gets two really big priority picks here. So I kind of feel like it's rather interesting how they want to do it. Instead of getting rid of, I definitely feel like Wonder Woman is a little bit, you're giving her a little too much credit for these team composition, unless they really know something, they know a particular player on Korea that can actually really utilize Wonder Woman to the maximum extent here. So it's kind of interesting. I do feel Korea's bans are a little bit more shaped to what they want to do, but it looks like Alex is going to be the first pick for 14.
Just like what you expected there, a little bit of global ultimate with that shock there can always change the tides of the battle. But of course, Lubu, is this going to be the first Omen pick of today? And Sun,
that's going to be interesting.
I'm really excited for this pick here, because we talked about all of these newer heroes being introduced there, of course, for the Battle server. Some of these servers that have already released most of these heroes out there. But of course, the ultimate coming in from the Omen Death's Embrace will lock somebody from the side of Thailand down. So this is going to be pretty huge if you lock out an assassin. You can immediately burst it down, or you can even leave from the tides of the battle as well.
Absolutely, and I think Korea is going to be playing a heavy support composition here, because I mean, Omen is not a very good team fighter overall. Like, he goes in, he needs to be able to take one person out before dying, or at least absorb enough ultimates before killing someone to actually get some benefit in the end. But it looks like Thailand's going to play very, very meta here. They're going to be going for the Tower and the Joker here. I'm not too sure what their last two picks here, but I was expecting Ryoma and Alice onto the side of the team, onto Korea. I like this so much. It definitely rounds out their composition much, much better, allowing Omen to run around the map a lot better, especially when you have the support from someone like Alice. It becomes so great. But this might be the hero for the side of Team Thailand. I'm not too sure what they actually want, whether they want to dedicate the resources to actually get on marksman compared to just having another warrior or another tank.
Well, if we look into the team composition so far, I think that Korea does excel in all of these small skirmishes and in the big ones, with the help of the Alice ultimate there, silencing some of these targets such as the Malik and Tulin as well, because Tulin can deal a lot of burst damage coming in with the Thunderclap passive. Every single time you go in, you just need to worry about this major drawing so much damage, and if he uses Thunderbird, if he uses it efficiently, he will reset all these cooldowns, and that could be pretty scary for the side of Team Korea.
Absolutely, and they're going to be blocking the Animators and also Ormar as well for themselves. That's going to be really interesting to see how that works out, because that means the Flash is going to be left wide open for the side of Team Korea, and I'm definitely liking what Team Korea have here. They've got very good skirmishing combo.
Instead.
They're not going to actually get rid of that. They're actually going to get rid of it themselves. I believe that too. Both are also very strong picks. A good A-tier pick. A-tier pick to actually pick up for themselves. But it definitely feels like in terms of a team fight, it's going to be rather interesting how they play this out. They are looking for these small skirmishes. They're going to go for quick rotations if they do decide to go or at least dedicating some resources into Omen first so that he is strong enough to actually push by himself without having too much worry.
Yes, and Team Thailand really does need to put a little bit of focus onto shutting down the Omen there before he comes online with the ultimate. It's going to be a nuisance for the side of Thailand, but of course, when you look into the flash pickup there, as in comparison to Juliana, you can see 4 melees from the side of Korea. This is going to be really, really interesting as compared to Team Thailand, which has double marksman, a little bit of balance of both range and melee. So I'm not sure who's going to take game 1 from here.
It's highly dependent on how these teams play. I definitely feel like in terms of how Korea's going to play, it's highly focused on how Alice lands Sunshine. Because if she doesn't, and she isn't able to use this as effectively, it's not going to go well because their team really is counting on the disruption from the Alice to actually get the damage in without receiving the retaliation that fast. And I think that's kind of the big thing here, because if Alice is able to push Talon off from the team fight with his event, that's going to buy them enough time to actually take out 1 or 2 members from Korea before they actually could really commit to it. And for the side of Thailand here, they're actually looking to take out Alice as quick as possible, or at least be able to fight them in a zone where Alice has his event down, because that's when their abilities are so much more valuable in general. Just their ultimates are just so valuable.
That's true, but who can they deal with other than the Alice, because there's so much mobility coming in from Team Korea as we move into game 1, as we enter the entire battlefield. They do see that Thailand is invading over on the top side. Mind buff here. They might just go in for a trade of mind buffs here as we look into the mid lane here that Tulin will be facing against the Flash.
Alice is caught out. Joker dream out a little bit, but himself find some time. Really good to see there. First 2 camps ready, both taking quite one jungle camp.
And you can see that the Lulu has a little bit of a head start, shoving all these waves over onto Joker, and now roaming over in the mid lane. We might just see a first blood here as the camp isn't really focused there, but Drewwy will be taken down as Koreans. Hawk will take him down with the first blood, going over onto Team Korea.
Absolutely loving the rotations here. The moment that wave was gone, they were moving. They were trying to maximize their time, and I really love the response time coming from Korea. Thailand always gets first blood away, but it puts some pressure on the team.
Nice Mach Punch coming in from the Flash right there, and I just like how they immediately rotated, like you mentioned there, and just give that first blood over onto their mid laner, and also they just went in to steal some of these camps away from Thailand. I think that it's going to be difficult for the Lindis to actually get the ultimate up. At the time being, we do see Man over on the mid lane here, and they really have to be careful there. Tulin getting dived over on the mid side once more, and Drewwy taken down once again by the Alice.
Man, Ryoma, they gotta stop it. That pinwheel is just landing way too many times. And with the Alice just follow up right behind it, it just becomes impossible to get out of the way. Long game, overgetting pretty hard by the Koreans here. Now, in the Thailand, back because they are slowly getting up to that level 4. And once they get level 4, that's when they get to make changes. But that's gonna push the line a little bit back. The only person who's level 4 right now is the Lindis, and she needs to be able to.
Oh, rotation over on the top side here. They might just catch up over on that Joker, and they are not diving into
wait a minute.
Oh, Hawk.
Trouble.
Oh, Hawk just gets out the punch there. Jason going in for a flank, and looks like they're gonna back away from this one. They did do a considerable amount of damage over in the top lane, but looks like Lubu needs to run away from this one. Abyssal Dragon being secured from the side of Team Thailand here. Will they actually get this one for themselves, as they do have a lot of members rotating all over the place from the side of Korea, and Thailand will secure the first Abyssal Dragon. Yes, and of course, we do see a little bit of a hustle bustle here over on the mid lane, and you can see that Hawk is just causing a lot of disruption there, just pulling in a little bit of members from the side of Team Thailand, and they might just want to focus down Chaser over on top lane, knowing the fact that he's alone, but they have to be worried about about the rest of Team Korea coming in from the back as well. Just doing a little bit of damage to the return as KSSA here being caught out alone, and it's going to be another kill over onto Team Korea with Yoma picking that one up.
Korea is just doing a very, very good job of getting these picks here. They're just not letting him go. Malik is going to go straight down. He pops the kill and he goes down to Team Korea as they are making the rotations out to the bot side, taking away that mic buff and slowly pushing towards setting up another trap once again to anybody who wants to take the response. And now they're going to go to the bot side of the track, quickly pushing that out, get some damage into the turret, and then rotating back to the
And you just can see how beautiful the teamwork is coming in from the Korean squad, and that's a beautiful cycle coming in from the Flash as well as Alice, just making sure that the mid laner can't run anywhere at all. Oh, Kid here might just get caught out by Hawk. Hawk goes in, but that's just all the way back into safety. But they want KSSA instead. Will he be able to survive? Mach Punch punches right through his chest as the Flash gets another kill, and Korea leading with 5 kills.
A little too much to chew. Malik is getting chunked out too hard by the Yoma, but it's okay. The rest of the team don't have their ultimates, and I think the timing is just right as they all back off. As they now new objective on the map here, looking for towers. They're pushing out. They are going to still working for Abyssal Dragon.
As much as you can see that there's 5 kills over on the side of Team Korea, the goal difference is set way too far. So I believe that Thailand, if they can get a little bit more close, I believe that they can still come back from a little bit of fight. Unless if they get caught right here, TAOZ, I don't think he can survive from this one as Korea takes him down once more. Hawk getting in with 3 kills already.
They are just moving so fast. The moment he's out of position, they've already collapsed on him. How many picks? I think it's in total 4 or 5 picks already.
Oh my goodness. I don't think that if they just keep carrying on at this pace, I think it's really easy for them to secure some objectives here. As I mentioned it, Sun is trying to get the first turret of the game over on the bot lane with nobody from the side of Thailand to actually defend this one. As you can see, more gold funnel over on the side of
No, they've actually given up and rotated back to the mid side, not even being able to punch the Koreans at this point in time. And now they're going to get away with the Abyssal Dragon and one bomb tower as well, one bomb tower as well. This is really unfortunate. Is Chaser going to go down? He uses the clicker very early on. Makes it out, no problem, but the rest of Team Korea is back there for the rest of the fight.
Oh, team fight breaks down right there as KSSA being caught up in the middle of the Korean squad as Hawk gets another kill. That's 4 kills over onto the Flash. And now it seems like Team Thailand is slowly falling apart. They need a game plan right now because they can't even focus down the support or even the top laner in time. As much as they try their best, it seems like it's not really enough to burst down the open, and the rest of them just came apart.
Absolutely, they're just struggling to get look at how far the Flash is ahead of the Koreans. It's 4K to the highest goal, compared to the highest goal JJak onto the side of Thailand, which is only 3.3K, which is nowhere close. Making him so far ahead. He's got a full item and already at the first.
And I just got to commend him. Oh, looks like there's another fight over on the mid lane, and KSSA once again being caught up there as the Omar is taken down, and they're all looking over on the top lane here. Might just go in for the Joker, I believe. And oh, looks like Hawk really wants this kill pretty badly, but instead he falls back deep, and Romeo survives with the Slither effect.
Blue team tower has been destroyed.
This is as per the trap, she's putting in very neutral areas. Only if Rhea is aggressive, more dangerous matches.
Okay, so trying to do his best to defend the turret here, but looks like they're going to take both of them down. Turret as well as KSSA alongside as Alice gets a kill for herself. Oh, he survives that booster of health as well as taking down that ceiling. TAOZ just have to use the shock to run away, and saving his own life is the only thing that he can do as now.
Start pushing out her damage. She hasn't got any against her Joker, who's been trying to check out the rest of them. Cannot finish that last first thing down. Cannot get that last of her health off the opponent. So this is a little bit more difficult for the rest of the team.
Yes, and of course, it all started when they shut down that Omar there, and they just keep hunting him down, even in the jungle itself, not giving him any form of resources, getting his camps been taken out, and now they just really need to wait out for the late game, and even so, they really have to be captured before losing all of these resources over on the side of Team Korea. And I think that the Alice have been having 100% kill participation so far. 2 kills, 10 assists. That's a perfect play coming from the Alice JJak.
Absolutely, and you have to see how he's doing such a good job with his hits. He puts it so perfectly. Oh my goodness, almost not even dying there. With a sliver of health, using a hissy fit to just cut off exits, not being able to use your abilities as soon as the engagement starts, just so well done.
And I just believe that that's perfect calculation coming in from the support. And now it seems like Team Thailand here just really need to move up a little bit instead of getting picked off left, right, and center. They somewhat kind of slowly adapted to what the Koreans are trying to do, but KSSA might have not learned his lesson just about yet. Rock Punch dealing a whole lot of damage, and the rest of Team Korea will take down that Oma once more with another kill going over onto the Flash.
Very, very difficult. Very grim for the side. Thailand's wildcard. Wildcard slot here as they're trying their best to actually trying their best to actually play the games without losing too much or even getting really off in general.
Well, I believe that the Dark Slayer buff should be going onto the hands of Team Korea, and Melendez will get the first kill over onto the side of Thailand wildcard. And Dark Slayer instead will be taken down on the side of Team Korea.
Absolutely, and now with the Dark Slayer on their side, they're going to slowly make their way to go for this final push to at least try and go for at least a high ground tower here, and I think that's going to be the big objective as Abyssal Dragon is kind of a freebie for them at this point, but they're kind of waiting for the enemy to at least try and make it move.
And you can see Flash just going in with the super speed, throwing in that Mach Punch, dealing so much damage, and I think that he can just go in with the Legendary. Oh, KSSA is just getting bullied everywhere that he runs into. Tank? I don't think so.
He's just struggling. He's already given 6 kills already. He's just so far behind. It's just, what can you do in these situations? But the buff is still, Dark Slayer buff is still on their side. They can easily try and make a play here, but it looks like they are taking this slowly, looking for a piece again to get further ahead, and then eventually just closing out the game. They've already got an 8k goal lead on their side. They can easily take these fights.
Well, I do believe so, as well as TAOZ get caught up by 2 members from the side of Team Korea, as JJak gets a kill from the side of Korea, and Kid running for his life.
My goodness!
Oh, look at that coming in from the Flash as he goes Legendary, and the defense turret has been falling down. And KSSA once more, what can you do as a level 9 Omar? They're chasing all the way into base, trying to get Drewwy, but instead get the high ground turret, and it's now Romeo might just be the next one to fall. He has to run all the way to the fountain, and now immediately they focus on the core and shut them down with the first game for Team Korea.
Absolutely, with a quick finish, decisive actions, and very fast rotations. Team Korea really showing what they are made of here, and Team Thailand just slowly victory slipping from their grasp here in the very early stages of the game. The first 2 minutes already giving up the first blood over to Team Korea, and from there they just snowballed the game so hard, so quickly. But man, the amount of picks that they got and fast rotations, just so quick.
And of course, when we look into their winning conditions, Team Korea played it perfectly when they just rotated, get push over on the bot lane, set it up so perfectly to get the first blood over on the Tulin, and then move into every corners of the jungle, picking off the Omar there, and the game behind at the end of the game when the rest of Team Korea is hitting level 12, level 13. I think that's pretty insane.
Yeah, honestly, it was. Let's look at the results here real quick. And overall, just Omar giving away 7 deaths, just struggling to get any kind of form of pressure here over on the side of Team Korea. Team Korea just did a really good job. I think their rotations are very sharp, very clean, very sharp. They know what they're looking for, and they have a very good map awareness as well. Noticing the moment someone disappears, they can kind of track his path by negating the possibilities of clearing a negative space, and then quickly initiating onto them as soon as they get the pick.
And of course, first game coming in a perfect 100% kill participation on that Alice. Do we expect an Alice man coming into game 2? Possible, I would say.
Maybe Thailand was just kind of like chilling around, waiting for that warm-up. Could be like TV earlier, where they needed that warm-up game to really get into the right headspace to get
I don't
into
believe
this game. So maybe Thailand has something else up their sleeves to actually bring into this game against Team Korea. But right now, Team Korea, real dominant here, real fast, real good at picks.
Yes, and I do believe that they might want to shake up some of these team strategies a little bit, focus on that early game spike as well. Let's head over onto the replays to see what went down onto game 1.
Looks like with the beginning here, this is going to be one of important fights, because this is where they really actually started to get the initial fight off, but just so quickly they rotate and immediately initiate onto the person. They've got one person at the tower. The tower's about to die. One hit, and immediately the rest of the teammates have already collapsed onto the one person.
And you can see Hawk just really dive in with the supersonic speed that he has, just going in and out, and the rest of Team Korea can just follow up after some of the damage being done by the flash. And of course, this should be the first kill going over on this as they take the Dark Slayer over on the top side. And once they get all these power spikes and all, just rush in, crush the core, and end of game 1.
Yeah,
efficiently.
It's so efficiently done. I think that's kind of what we expected from Team Korea here. I mean, we've seen them in many different titles in sports, and I think here they're also going to excel as well. Now the question is whether Thailand can adapt to how Team Korea is like. They have fast, really good picks. What are they going to do? Are they going to go to the point? Initially, I think they're going to go for themselves and also to go for the tower objectives, or are they going to stick to the regular skirmishing team, rotating team 5v5 team fighting compositions?
Well, I do believe that they need a little bit more of a crowd control over onto the whole composition, because when we look into game 1 there, we do see a little bit of mix of damages as well as having 2 marksmen. Might just be a little bit hard for them to actually get those resources, especially when they're behind. So getting something that is efficient in terms of goal to get their item spikes and focus on that early to mid game would be a little bit, perhaps might just help Team Thailand for a little bit. So coming from the host of the whole AWC bootcamp, I'm expecting a challenge coming into game 2.
Absolutely, and this is going to be an interesting game. I'd like to see how they would like to build it to top. But let's talk about some of the challenges we saw previous game. Actually, we saw Thailand actually getting hurt real bad. But let's go straight into the picks and bans as I continue this conversation. Let's go straight into the picks and bans to have a look at what they're actually going to play out real quick. Doesn't look like they're actually ready for the picks and bans just yet. But back to the main topic here, Thailand here, he got picked up pretty quick, and he wasn't able to get ahead too far, which kind of brings up the question whether Thailand is at A tier sort of mage that can wave clear and can really just go for it, or was that just a huge misplay from President?
Well, it might just be a misplay, but of course, I think it's all calculated moves coming from Team Korea. They know who they shut down, and immediately they went in for the first blood on that field, just putting him a little bit behind, and then going in for the rest of the teammates, because you need all these resources from over onto that Thunder Mage there, and I think that's just the main point that Thailand needs to be aware of. All these dangerous rotations and dives coming in from Korea, as we see another Violet ban being channeled over from the side of Thailand, and of course the perma ban Superman.
Absolutely, and Korea not going to be able to get the first pick this time, as they are on the red side, Thailand on the blue, so they can actually choose how they want to play this, but this time it's going to be Thailand who's getting rid of Omen.
I'm not too sure about the Omen, because I will be more worried about things like the Flash, but then again, there's a lot of other sort of heroes that you need to worry about other than the Flash, because Alice is playing perfectly last round, and they're leaving a lot of bans open. I'm not too sure whether the Violet ban was necessary at all, because there are other marksmen that could perform relatively well other than Violet itself. So we just got to see what Thailand has in store with the first pick going over on their favor. It might just be a Zano. Malik didn't work out in the first round, so perhaps something similar in terms of that trade, and could actually protect some of these members from Team Talent could work pretty well. But of course, we do see a lot of memes online. Toro is better than Zinal. I'm not too sure whether that's really true, but we just got to find out.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to find out. But I do think Zaniel's probably gonna be the first pick for Team Thailand here, unless they ban it out. Oh, and Korea banned it out straight away, and it looks like
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, speak of the devil, as Team Thailand are now in a very awkward position. Do they want to pick Malik up again? Do they want to pick Malik for themselves this time?
I believe that from the rate that they were playing from the side of Team Korea, it wouldn't be that wise to actually first pick the Malik, because there is the team being left open, and I think Be a Bro will be pretty useful coming into this matchup here, as we can see how aggressive Team Korea plays out game 1. Now, when we talk about Malik, I believe that leaving that open will be no-brainer for the side of Team Korea to pick that one up. Pretty useful in team fights with the shock, and of course dealing a little bit of a true damage, and has that beefy health that they can actually soak a lot of damage for the side of KR.
Absolutely, and I do think Malik is a really good pick overall. He does everything you want as a warrior, just a bruiser, deals true damage, has a long-range engage, can affect terrain to slow people down, just like has a shield. What more could you want from a perfect bruiser like Malik here? But now they're actually going to be hovering over the Joker for themselves as well. They're going to have that extra damage, that extra burst, and the wave clear from the Joker, and I think that's going to be a really good pick for them size. But this might be a different, this actually could be another pick composition from Korea, or a good 5-5. We're just going to have to see, depending on the next two picks that they're going to have. But Team Thailand here, now in an awkward position. They need to figure out what kind of a team composition Korea is going to play, because if they do go for a pick sort of team composition, they want duelists who will be able to counteract that. So even if they do get the picks, they'll be able to duel their way out of it.
Well, Liliana is still open up in the table here, and speaking of Liliana, they are just hovering over it, not locking in as of yet, but Ryoma has been confirmed alongside with Liliana now. Now, I think that this is a formidable pickup here from the side of Thailand, because Ryoma, when you go in for a 1v1 fight, I think that if you play it right, you can actually get a solo kill, or even more than that, coming in from Ryoma, and he's pretty disruptive as well, pretty good at split pushing, but when it comes to team fighting, he's got to be really careful from the side of Team Korea, because I think that the Malik will be giving him a lot of focus with the Zephyr's pickup, as well as Tulin going over on the side of Team Korea.
Yeah, I definitely, already looking at the compositions that we have so far, I think Korea has such a significant advantage, because at this point of time, whether I would have preferred to see Thailand actually pick up, instead of Ryoma, to pick up Zephyr's for themselves, because in this situation, Zephyr's can duel, he can also split push, but he has the high mobility that you need, which Ryoma doesn't have as well and can't do as well. Ryoma is a good filler. He can fill any role you need. You need him to split push, no problem. You need him to be a jungler, could wave, get some picks with Pinwheel. Yes, he can do that absolutely well, but I think Zephyr's just does the things that he needs to fill in this particular role right now, being that frontliner, being able to sustain, being able to split push while also having some decent mobility to get out of bad situations. And I think Zephyr's would have been a better pick in this particular situation for Thailand here. But the next two picks are going to be important. Wonder Woman, absolutely perfect, but it looks like they are going to dedicate their resources into a Lindis again. Rather strange, because I do feel like they've got plenty of damage, but I think the Lindis is a little bit of overkill considering how much the rest of the team is. And I think it's high. They're putting a lot of faith into KSSA here on the team to keep at least 2 members alive in team fights.
Definitely, and of course, when you have Wonder Woman, she could actually protect her teammates with the element. Of course, the bracelet does give a shield over onto teammates who are standing behind her, as well as channeling a whole lot of crowd control abilities over onto the side of the Korean squad. And if you play her right, I believe that the Lasso of Truth can actually hook some important targets from the side of Korea. And if they can catch over on that Tulin, it will be really good for the side of Thailand. But Wukong pick, something that we don't see every day. But I think that Wukong is really versatile in this matchup and might be just what Korea needs. But instead, we might just see the first max of today. That's going
to be really interesting. Looks like they're going to be locking in, and it is going to be Max. This is going to be a very fun game today, as we're seeing a lot of interesting things being pulled out. Once more, Teamy is going to be on the table, but this time Max is going to be hitting the arena.
And of course, the one-of-a-kind here, he can dish out a lot of really tricky stuff there with the ultimate liftoff. He could just hunt down the targets all the way from the back line. And I think it's going to be a really good dive comp once again from the side of Korea, because you can engage with the shock, and then if anyone is left alive, the Joker can just snipe them down from afar. So I think it's kind of like an all-in kind of composition from the side of Korea. What do you think about the draft coming in from Thailand?
I think Thailand, it's so dependent on how they execute. Like it's a high execution type team composition where it's basically, if you miss one skill shot, it's over. You have to disengage the fight completely here. In comparison to Korea, who's a little bit more forgiving here. Like if it hits, okay. If it hits, that's great. That means we have more people to actually go in on it. But if it misses, it's like, it's still okay. It's still pretty forgiving here, and I think that's what Korea's team composition is, in my opinion, a little bit better, only because it's so much more forgiving.
And I do believe that from the side of Team Thailand, there's somewhat of a pretty good team composition as well. Of course, there's a lot of pressure being put over onto that team, but we will hit into game number 2 between Thailand versus Korea. Looks like we're going to have an early skirmish coming in with a good damage being done over onto KSSA once again. Members from the side of Korea, preventing them from going in for that mic buff steal over on the top side. TAOZ still gaining a lot over on that 1v1 skirmish against Max as they go in for that Sage Golem there. But Romeo thinks otherwise. We might want to steal that away, but Rush secures that buff over on the side of Team Korea. Oh, looks like they do want to challenge the side of Thailand as well, as Hawk jumps right in for a fight. And it looks like KSSA gets assassinated there, and the Zephyrs will get that kill.
Really unfortunate that I mean, they're taking the most dangerous paths, especially for Thailand, especially when they don't have the position to actually compensate where they're pathing. So I definitely feel like they need to path a lot smarter here. Don't just walk through the river when you know that your mid laner. There's someone hiding in the brush of the mid lane, and one person in the lane of the brush, and hoping that nobody else is going to rotate.
Yes, and KSSA just got punished really, really hard right there. You can see immediately when they got that Sage buff over onto the top side here, they also went in to get the kill, take another 2 camps off, and now Korea is in the lead. 1 kill going over onto them, as well as a lot of gold, about 1,000 in favor over on the side of Korea.
And the ambush that they actually tried to set up didn't really work too well, but they could try to go for something here. But the rotations with Korea is just really well done.
Oh, Rush going in for a flank there as Hawk gets a kill over onto the side of KSSA once again. Looks like Teamy is in trouble right now. Will be hitting all his levels that soon, as he is still level 2, and Spirit Sentinel will be taken away. With that being said, Korea now still in the lead, 5,400 in comparison to 4,200. And oh, that's a beautiful one coming in.
Really unfortunate there. I think Korea just has the better positioning overall. They just know how to take this fight so well. When they want an objective, they're going to get the objective. If they can't get it, they're going to look for something equivalent to it. Yeah,
Shock comes right in. Catches Kit all the way to the back as Sun comes in with the liftoff and just blasts him through the roof there with a double kill going over on that Tulin, as he has 4 kills over on his belt. I don't know how can you even stop Hawk in this whole matchup here. And in both games, they funnel everything over onto the mid laner. So it's going to be really troublesome to deal with that Tulin right now.
Absolutely. I think Tulin, he's almost completed his next item here. And the moment he gets it, he's going to be dishing out so much damage here. And I think Romeo is kind of in a position where he can't really make the plays at this point. And the rest of his team just haven't hit level 4, especially Timmy here, who's just struggling to go. Is he actually going to die here? No, he makes it out. The rest of his team manages to rotate in time, protect him just in time. Oh no.
That's a really good effort coming in from Thailand, knowing for the fact that they just keep on hunting that Teamy. They don't want him to get his ultimate just yet. But look at Hawk as he goes in for that bloodbath over on the mid lane once again, shutting down that Liliana as Hawk dives into the side of the mic buff of the side of Thailand. Although the mic buff is not up, they are hunting kills after kills after kills. 7 kills in just less than 4 minutes here, but Sun gets caught out with 3 members taking down that Sun over onto the top side there. Too much of a dive coming in from Korea. So this might just be a small advantage going on over on the side of Thailand.
Yeah, I suppose here, but looking out to the bot side of the map, it looks like Wonder Woman is trying to clear the waves, but doing a lot of damage from Chaser, who understands that he doesn't really need to take the tower just yet. He could have actually jumped the tower for a lot more, but instead he wanted to punish Wonder Woman a little bit more by getting the wave, because there is the possibility that the rest of the team is on the bottom side of the map, because they did retreat from the top side.
And you can see they're just running around, just trying to get KSSA as they dive right in. Oh, shot comes right through, and it will slam down that teammate. Via Bro will be able to save him just for a second as Chaser gets a kill on that Malik.
Yeah, just really unfortunate. They are taking the most dangerous paths possible. They have the mobility. Korea is just going all over Thailand here. They're just crawling all over. They're not even going for these big objectives because they know they want to get a significant lead with their strong mid game, just so that they can take the objectives later on into the game and really just focus them down. Oh, Romeo so close to death here.
And he just escapes once more with that little health left as Hawk just controlling the jungles of Thailand here. There's just no resources left for the side of Thailand as they get the top lane turret alongside Sun and JJak here. So, looks like there's some tussle over in the mid lane here. Drewwy just backs away from some of these potential traps coming in from the side of Korea.
Absolutely, and Korea just rotating so fast, forcing so much pressure onto the mid lane, forcing two members to at least stay on the mid lane all the time. But then also making sure that they rotate enough just to push. Oh my goodness, and they pick up Timmy once more. Just what can they do? Talon is just so far ahead.
It seems like he's not even trying to kill at this moment, but he's just raking it all with that domination, as well as the second dragon there going over on the side of Team Korea. I believe that they could just take up one turret from the side of Team Korea once more. They've already broken down from the top lane. Possibly the next one will be on the bottom lane here, but TAOZ wants a kill for the side of Thailand. Try to burst down Chaser here on that Omen, but shot comes right through. And now TAOZ caught in the middle of two members from Team Korea.
Wait for it, and it's Talon! He's just going to be picking up every single one of these kills. Timmy doing his best here, being a bro, keeping them alive. Malik still alive, and Rush is still alive.
Oh, looks like Max goes in with the lift off there, trying to chase down one member from the side of Thailand. But Kid just dishing out that damage over onto Max. Will they actually get the kill for Thailand? He backs away, just having a little bit of that map awareness that the rest of Team Korea is not around. They don't want to push it way too far. Oh, Hawk is legendary!
Wait, no, you can't do that. You just cannot walk up to Talon like that.
I don't know what's in his head at that point of time, but I
He was
believe that
definitely looking for the hook there. Absolutely.
it's just really hard to watch for Thai fans here, of course, cheering for their team, because right now it seems like it's just one-sided at the moment. But of course, if they can drag the game long enough, possibly they can look for some mistakes coming in from Team Korea, but that's unlikely for the time being.
Yeah, right now they're playing just on their game, only giving one kill away, mainly because of a little bit of mishap, but a little bit of a mishap from Sun there, overestimating where the enemy was and got punished for it. But overall, besides that, they're just doing such a good job as Max and top lane is just pushing and pushing and pushing.
And Max is just getting all that free resources bundled onto himself without even worrying about, should I actually roam to help out the rest of my teammates there? And they secure yet another turret over on the mid lane here. And they've already gotten 5. Will they go in for 6? I don't think that Thailand can actually defend this one. So 6 turrets in this.
Ooh, 6 turns, and now they're rotating to the bot side where they've got a huge wave coming. They've just set up these waves so well, both mid and bottom. The moment they take out one and the enemy responds, to just rotate to the next one, clear that off, just really, really well done. And I think Thailand is just very unaware of what they can and cannot do in these particular situations, especially with the wave, where they're too scared to walk out because Timmy is just getting cut down every single time, and the rest of their members are just not strong enough to actually duel with them.
I think that's the main problem right now, because when you look at the level differentials, it's just no match being given over onto the side of Team Korea, because they're just out-leveled, out-skilled, outplayed wherever they go. Seeing outplay here, KSSA getting caught out once more. That won't mean anything at all for the side of the TV. Oh, this is really painful.
Yeah, this is getting a bit painful here, but Korea's just doing such a good job. They're just suffocating Thailand at every corner. They don't even let them touch the wave too great. They're only allowed to touch like a couple of jungle camps and a little bit of the minions here, and most of the time they get chunked out pretty hard, but I think Korea is looking for the end game once more. They've already pushed it all the way up to the high ground towers, and now they're going to take a Dark Slayer and then look for that final fight to push all the way to the core.
Well, I do believe that they have what it takes to actually end the game, but they want to play it safe. They can't afford any mistakes at all to give somewhat of an opening for the side of the wildcard team from Thailand here. And if we look into this, it seems like Romeo is the only one that can somewhat last in some of these team fights and know to have a little bit of this map awareness, as Team just get caught out most of the time. And maybe it's just Team Korea wanting to get all these kills and they dive right in to the back, but they want to take down TAOZ, but he is surviving for the time being as JJak gets a kill over onto TAOZ as well as Kid, and looks like the two in here will be able to get one more for the side of Team Korea, making that 3 kills to none.
Yeah, they're going to be pushing out towards the top side of the map, and they're going to get all 3 lanes pushing in with no means to do whatsoever, diving under the tower, and they're going straight for it. They get a pick!
Oh my goodness, just look at Hawk going in straight for a kill and still making it out, but looks like the team will be able to survive, but the core will be broken down there with 2 straight games going to Team Korea.
Man, what a rough 2 games for Thailand. Korea just outclassing them here, and they played really well. Super sharp picks, super sharp rotations, and that's just, wow, crazy fast.
This is the way that every other team should play. With that sort of efficiency, I think people will be worried about Team Korea if they go into AWC. Just look at how they just pick off so efficiently. It seems like they don't even hesitate when they go in for a dive or pick comp. So it's really efficient plays coming from the side of Korea.
Yeah, and I think they really understand how to control the minions so well, because the timing of the minions, it never felt like the minions were too slow. They were always in the right place at the right time, and I think the way they manipulated the waves were just so efficient, so well, and every time they got it done, they reset. Oh, this time it's not going to work. Let's look for a pick. Okay, let's try reset the minions, get them into a nice place. Oh, doesn't work. Let's look for a pick. And finally, when it's like, okay, we got the minions in exactly where we want them, we can go for a tower. Let's do a dive. And I think that's just crazy how well they've been manipulating these waves.
Definitely, and it all started when they got that Sage buff stolen from the hands of Team Thailand, and then they just panicked and they say, hey, let's go into the enemy Sage buff, and possibly we might get something out of that, but that was a huge mistake because Team Korea was really prepared for that, and then immediately they got a kill, the first blood over onto the side of KR, and then look at Hawk with that 15.8 KDA. That's just insane.
Honestly, that is insane. Being MVP of the game here, he picked up so many of those kills and really went hard. He really understands. Hack really understands on Thailand when he's able to go in and actually get the kill for himself. A lot of people they usually survive with just a sliver of help because of the misjudgment of damage, but he's been hitting it exactly almost all the time, and he knows his boundaries here. I think for Thailand, the big moment was when Timmy was able to get a two-man revive when they actually went in, as Korea dragged out the fight a little bit longer just so that Thailand could pick up multiple chains of kills. But the moment Timmy was in the right place at the right time, using his ultimate and saving 2 of his members, only losing 1 in that entire fight, I think that was just the highlight of Thailand there, meaning that they did have a chance at that point in time.
Yes, I do agree. And we look at Lindis, she's been doing everything right. It's just that the rest of the teammates aren't really playing at the best of their abilities, so that they have a lot of things to worry about. Objective splitting from the jungle, as well as turrets falling all over the place. So it's really hard for the marksman to actually go in and say, hey, I can't really get my items, I can't really fight as of now. So they can only make do with what they have, and eventually they just got stomped out in the match 1 and match 2.
I do feel this brings back to the big point here when in terms of team composition, it's difficult for them to really do much because it's so highly executional based. The moment they miss one ability, it's over. It's almost over in comparison to Team Korea's team comp, where even if they miss, it's fine. They can wait for the next wait for their ability to come back up and then try it again. And then if it works, go for the next ability and then just slowly stack it one on top of the other. In comparison to Thailand, the moment you miss, you're already too deep into the fight. And by then, it's over. So it's really really difficult, especially if you want to play a team composition that highly relies on getting ahead to win the game.
Yeah, and it's just superior macro play coming in from Korea in both matches as well. So if Thailand really needs to find ways to improve, possibly they can try to play a less risky move coming into that first 2 minutes of the game, because that move going into that stage will really cost them with a little bit way too much, as the rest of the camps were cleared right after the first blood, and then they were just really lost after that. I don't think that it's efficient for the jungler to return back to the lane, and of course we gotta go into the highlights to bring you what happened into game 2.
Yeah, and here you can tell just how Korea just plays. It's just so quick and so fast. They rotated, they had the superior positioning in comparison to the rest of Thailand. They could have easily stand into the mid lane bush, but instead they were behind the wall, and I think that cost them like a good kill right there. Only for the smallest of things.
Yeah, and then once more you just see Hawk getting kills everywhere he goes, and then the next one around the KSSA as Rush takes him down, as well as the Max coming in from the back with the lift off. I think that's a really good play, but Sun here, I think this is the only pick off that they get efficiently from the side of Thailand.
I think at that point Sun understood, like, I'm going to die, there's no point actually going for this. I know my boundaries, just let me die, it's fine.
Yeah, and it seems like giving 1 kill, they still get a whole lot of other resources as well, so getting that sacrifice is not really a big deal, as you can see how efficient they can use all of these abilities all together, with Malik diving in first and then death from above from the side of Zephyr's securing kills, and then break up that core as well. So I think that the way that they play, they just know how to maximize every single resources coming into the hand. Not only their own side of the camps, but they think of, hey, what's in the enemy's camps, we'll take it as well.
Yeah, it's just extreme efficiency. Just extreme efficiency. Gold efficiency-wise, minion wave control, which is macro play in general. Micro play is actually pretty decent. There are some holes, a couple of holes in them, not being able to layer the CC as well, but able to really follow up and really commit to a fight.
And of course, I think that that's a really strong chemistry that they have to actually execute all of these stuff coming in for Team Korea. So they're definitely the team to look out for.
Absolutely. And we're going to be wrapping it up until the next best of 3 coming up shortly. I hope you guys stick around to watch it all together. But this is going to be the World Cup 2018 boot camp, and this is going to be exciting. I'm going to be signing it up. Fatal 5-Way. This is Contra. We're going to be right back.